I was intentional at age 13 about acquiring old things and then researching their value and the reasons why they were created, the materials that were used, and the people who put so much energy and effort and time into creating these objects. And I find that in my study of vintage, I always came across goods that, you know, had a European connection and a European so-called origin, and very rarely was that ever connected more broadly to people of color of the globe. The retail space that we've created at Nomad Yard is really an environment to have honest conversation about world culture, and also to pay homage to the people who have contributed so generously to our understanding of art, our understanding of aesthetic and design. It's a really interesting time to be here. When we opened in 2014, we were the first small business, you know, on New York Avenue after many, many years of neglect. I was told by many that I was silly for opening a business in this part of the, of the city. But also my understandings of the history of this neighborhood is truly what informed my decision. The original Union Market, also known as the Florida Avenue Market, had been this mecca for small business, particularly minority-owned businesses, African-American businesses, immigrant businesses. Understanding that marketplace, that marketplace that existed, literally supported and funded and fed and, contributed so richly to this larger city, to DC proper, and the surrounding communities. I have largely been inspired by my life journeys. I was born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and immigrated to the States at age 7 in 1989. And prior to my immigrating to the United States, we lived in various countries in Northern Africa and Europe and South America, and those experiences exposed me to a broader world culture and just understanding of world goods and craftsmanship and tradition. Becoming undocumented in this country was the first time that, I had to accept that there were people who, in their understandings, believed that I did not belong, while my spirit felt at home here. In fact, my spirit feels at home on every land that I set my foot upon, and that's largely due to my understanding of ownership of myself and the bloodline that I am a part of. I was detained for 6 months, and I was in solitary confinement for 2 of those months. And there's no justification to place me in solitary confinement, and largely to place any immigration detainee in solitary confinement. No justification whatsoever, but it happened. And I can say this, it happens every single day. My case was won after 7 years, a 7-year fight on the premise that my human rights were being violated. In fact, I was awarded a United Nations sanction called Convention Against Torture, deeming the United States, what the United States was doing to me was indeed defined as torturous. My time in solitary confinement informed what we now know as Nomad Yard. The vision for this space came to me during that time. I felt that I had much to contribute to this country, and I was doing that in some capacities, in my 20s. And I had to reimagine and re-envision what that would look like now. I celebrated my 30th birthday in solitary confinement, so I now had to reimagine what that would look like in my 30s and forward. If I could go back to that time and offer any words to myself, to my then self, it would be, in truth, that you're equipped. And that's all. And I say that because I wouldn't change the circumstances. Instead, I would have had more belief that whatever came, I could endure because I was fully equipped. And I know that now.